In a statement that reverberated across the political landscape, former President Donald Trump made a bold declaration. He looked directly at his audience and said, "It's no longer free speech." The words were simple, yet they carried immense weight. For his supporters, it was a validation of a deep-seated fear. They believe their conservative voices are being systematically silenced. They see a world where speaking one's mind comes with a heavy price. To understand this debate, we must go back to the beginning. We need to look at the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. It states that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. At its core, this means the government cannot censor you. It cannot put you in jail simply for criticizing a policy or criticizing an official. This principle was designed to protect political dissent and ensure that citizens could hold their leaders accountable without fear of retribution. It's the bedrock of American democracy. The people's voice matters. However, the protection of the First Amendment is not absolute. For decades, the Supreme Court has clarified its limits. You cannot, for example, incite imminent lawless action. You cannot shout fire in a crowded theater when there is no fire. The law also does not protect defamation, knowingly spreading lies that damage someone's reputation. These limitations balance free expression with public safety and order. The core idea: your rights end where another person's begin. A crucial distinction often gets lost in today's heated discussions. The First Amendment primarily restricts the government. So why did Donald Trump make this claim now, in late 2025? The context is critical. It stems from a long and turbulent history with social media platforms. During his presidency, Trump's accounts were his primary megaphone, and afterward, they remained central to his communication strategy. Then came the events of January 6, 2021. In the aftermath, major tech companies like Twitter and Facebook made an unprecedented decision. They permanently suspended his accounts, citing the risk of further incitement of violence. This act of deplatforming was a seismic event. It effectively silenced one of the most powerful voices on those sites. The fallout from that decision continues to shape the political landscape. For Trump and his millions of followers, it was proof of a coordinated conspiracy. They saw it as big tech colluding with political opponents to silence a movement. That belief led to the creation of alternative platforms, like Truth Social, promising havens for free expression without what they call censorship. Trump's recent statement continues that narrative. Time to energize his base by reminding them of a perceived grave injustice against their leader. But the issue extends far beyond just one political figure. Ordinary citizens have also experienced content moderation. A parent posting about vaccine skepticism might have their post flagged with a warning label. Someone sharing a controversial news article might see its reach limited by an algorithm. These instances create a widespread feeling of being watched and controlled. For many, it feels like an invisible hand is curating their reality. This sentiment has been amplified by recent news events. Revelations about content moderation policies and internal communications at tech companies have added fuel to the fire. Reports, often highlighted in conservative media, detailed how platforms decided what to suppress or remove, particularly regarding the COVID-19 pandemic and election integrity. These stories create a powerful feedback loop. They confirm the suspicions of those who already feel silenced, making Trump's declaration that free speech is over seem less like a complaint and more like a fact. This single sentence drew a sharp line in the sand. It encapsulates a contentious debate. Is America witnessing the erosion of a right, or grappling with the consequences of speech in a hyper-connected, divided era? The answer depends on who you ask. It's no longer free speech has become more than a quote, a symbol of two Americas, each convinced it's fighting to preserve the nation's soul and cherish principles for future generations.